Hi, I'm Scott Flowers with Cloud Ninjas. Today we're here to continue our series on the HPE ProLiant DL360 Gen11 server. In this video, we're going to specifically focus on drives. Let's get going. Hey, thanks for stopping by today. Just a little bit more about the HPE ProLiant DL360 Gen11 server. Do us a favor, if you find anything that helps you in this video, click that like, smash that subscribe. All right, let's hop in. This video is going to be specifically dedicated to drives. We're going to go over both hard drives and solid state drives. So what we're going to do in this video as a whole, we're going to go over the compatible types of drives, specifically the interfaces, and then we're going to compare those drives as far as what are their max speeds and their max sizes. Then we're going to show you how to do an install, which is incredibly easy. And then at the end, we're going to show you two testing tools that we really like. So let's just hop into the fun stuff. All right, so let's start with the compatible drives. Well, when we talk about compatible drives, we got to talk about what kind of chassis do you have, right? Because there's a bunch of different chassis for the DL360 Gen11. So the one you're looking at here is my personal favorite. It's our go-to. It's the 8-bay small form factor. It's tri-mode, so it uses NVMe, SATA, and SAS, so it uses all three. There's a 4-bay large form factor that takes SAS and SATA only. There's also a 20-bay that's an EDSFF, and that's going to be E3S drives only, so your NVMe one. So we'll go over each individual one, and we'll start with the 8-bay small form factor right here. All right, so as I mentioned, the 8-bay small form factor is going to be tri-mode. So again, it's going to be NVMe, SATA, and SAS SSDs that you can put inside here, and hard drives for that matter, but really you're going to be wanting to put into the small form factor. You're going to want to put in SSDs. That's going to be your best bang overall and the fastest for sure. But that being said, we'll cover hard drives too. So those will be your three solid state drives. For NVMe, you can put in 15.36 terabytes, so it's going to be the highest scalability. For SATA, you can put 7.68, and for SAS, you can also put in 15.36, so it's going to be tied with NVMe on the scalability side. Now, on the speed side, NVMe is going to be 16 gigabit per second, where SATA is going to only be 6, and SAS is going to be 12. So NVMe has a very distinct advantage there because it's going to be the fastest. And the best part about NVMe right now is it's actually cheaper than SATA or SAS, so it's the best price. So you're telling me you can get the most scalability, the fastest, and the best price? Hey, sign me up. NVMe is the winner for me. So those are your choices on the SSD side. And I should mention that it's also PCIe 5.0. So it's going to be your U.3 drives for these Gen 11s here. All right, now let's talk about the 4-bay large form factor. Well, that's going to be SATA and SAS only, and that's going to be 20 terabytes is going to be the max for both of those. And you're going to get 7.2K RPMs for SATA, and for SAS you'll get 7.2K as well, but you'll also get options for 10K and 15K. So SAS will be faster, but I will note that with SAS hard drives, they're going so fast that over time, and it does take years for it to happen, the ball bearings will wear out. And when they do, just know it's good to have a spare laying around because the SAS hard drives are the most prevalent to fail over time. Another reason I'm a big fan of solid state drives, I feel like they're a little bit safer overall. And last but not least, there is the 20-bay, which is the ED small form factor, and that's going to be your E3S drives, and those are NVMe E3S only, so no U.3s are going to work in there. So again, it's going to be only those, but you can put 20 of them in, which is pretty awesome. And it'll max out at 15.36 terabytes. So that's another solution that is a little bit lesser common right now, but in the future you'll see the rise of E3S drives. Anyhow, that being said, now that we know a little bit more about the compatible drives and the comparison as far as the max speeds and the max sizes, let's show you how to physically install them. All right, so I have my ESD gear on, so we're safe to work on our machine. So I've moved it over to our workstation, just have a little bit more solid ground since we're going to be working on it here. But I wanted to point out, so we have our 2.5-inch U.3 drive here that we're going to be installing in. And we also have over here some large form factor 3.5-inch drives, just to show you kind of a comparison side by side in case you were wondering, what the heck a small form factor versus large form factor was. And it's just literally the 2.5 inches smaller. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and add a drive in. So we're just going to push the clip in here and just pull our blank out. And it's a very simple install because you just line it up and slide it in, and then just make sure you click it. I mean, it's really the easiest install that you're going to do, and one of the things that we always say is some of the best bang for your buck is in adding in SSDs, replacing hard drives with SSDs, because you're just going to get such a better performance overall. And right now this is a brand new server, but you could be watching this, let's just say, 5 years down the line, and you're going, hey, how can I extend the life of this? Well, adding in SSDs is definitely one of the best ways. We always tell people upgrade your RAM as well. Those are two of the easiest and cheapest ways, essentially, to not saying that it's cheap, but two of the cheapest ways to extend the life of your system or increase the overall performance. That's generally what's lagging behind. The CPUs are generally so far ahead of the RAM and solid state drives that that's generally what we recommend. But anyhow, all right, now we're going to show you two testing tools that we're big fans of: HD Sentinel and HP's tool. So let's go ahead and hop in.
All right, so what we're going to do now is show you how to test your drives, and really this is going to show you how to test your ProLiant Gen11 server as a whole. What we're going to do is show you how to run an embedded diagnostics application. Now this tool is already integrated into your firmware, and it's a very, very useful tool to help you check and verify that the hardware is functioning properly. So first things first, turn on your server. During boot, you're going to press F9 and you're going to access System Utilities. This will take a couple of minutes for your server to finish initializing, so just know it might take a few minutes to be able to get into the System Utilities. Once you do get to the System Utilities page, you're going to scroll down to the Embedded Applications options, press Enter. A Starting Devices message will appear. Let it load. It'll take a couple of seconds. In the Embedded Applications page, you're going to scroll down to Embedded Diagnostics, press Enter. This is going to take you to the Server Hardware Diagnostics UEFI application. Scroll down to the Systems Test option and press Enter. On the Systems Test page, you're going to have three different test options: Fast Test, Regular Test, or Extensive Test. For the sake of this video, because we don't want to waste anyone's time, we're going to do the fast test option, but I do recommend at home doing the extensive test option. This is just going to be a little bit more in depth and make sure, again, that all your hardware is functioning properly. So in the system's fast test page, or whichever test you chose, you're going to click Run Once. This is going to start the test. Now, do note that the test can take a couple of minutes or even up to an hour plus, depending on the amount of memory you have, the amount of drives, and just your hardware as a whole. So do note that this can take a little bit of time to run the test. All right, you've done it. You've successfully tested your drives and your server as a whole.
Alrighty, guys. So I have HD Sentinel pulled up right now, and as you can see, we currently have two drives plugged in. We have this installed into a storage array where we like to plug in multiple drives at a time so we can test those drives. HD Sentinel is an awesome tool because you can see things like the power on hours, which is great, especially when you're buying used equipment. You can see how long that drive has been in use. You don't want to be using drives that have been, heavily used, because then you have a higher risk of drive failure. And that's one of the reasons why HD Sentinel is such a cool tool. But as you can see, we can just go ahead, plug a drive into the array, and it'll automatically populate within the software. And like I said, lots of information. It'll give you health scores of the drives. As you can see, the two we have up top, they have 100% health score, while the one at the bottom has a 99%. So all pretty good. If you're interested in purchasing a custom built server, or you're looking to buy some drives, we do have plenty of those in stock, so you can go reach out to us at sales@cloudninjas.com, sales@cloudninjas.com. Anyways, guys, thank you for stopping by.